into that, you think?
Huh?
What kind of cost you get?
Well, I look how, I mean, I don't like to talk about it, but look how far I've come. Like 4 years ago, you know, like this, it wasn't even worth dreaming about. I mean, if I was telling my friends 4 years ago, yeah, I'm going to win the Vezina in a couple of years, they're like, yeah, okay. Yeah, you're having a hard time finding a job in Finland, you know? So it's just, so I think that might have had something to do with it. And there's been a lot of hard work and, you know, sacrifice along the way, like for not just me, but for the people around me. And they did the sacrifice.
Do you expect opponents to come at you a little different next year, or a little more aggressive? It's just that you are.
Probably that they saw me, probably now that they saw me cry.
Actually shed a tear.
No, I didn't.
How close were you to losing it?
I was pretty close, but no, I don't think so. I think I think everybody tries hard against me on a night-to-night basis, just like I try hard against them. So I don't think that this award will make a difference in that way.
Who do you expect to hear more from as far as getting choked up, your teammates or opponents?
I've already heard it from one teammate. I've also heard it from one friend that I made him cry, so at least I'm not the only sissy. and so I don't know. It is what it is.
What was the lowest point for you in your career?
Well, there were many summers. I went into the summer not knowing where I was going to play the next year. You know, there's, you know, there was many ups and downs. The most recent one that was a huge setback was, or not setback, but a huge emotional letdown was when I came back from. I had a great year after the lockout year in Finland. Nobody was interested. Boston finally, they couldn't sign Raycroft, so they finally signed me in September of that year. But I came back from Finland. That summer I'd already made peace with the fact that I'd never get a chance with the NHL. Well, then Boston finally calls. It was a tough decision to come back because I was in a great situation in Finland. And I came back thinking that I was going to be in the NHL for sure. Well, then I got sent down to the minors. That was devastating to me at the time. And actually my coach, Scott Gordon, he was the coach in Providence, helped me through that and helped me get my mind back in the right place. And so it took me about a month before I could get my mind back in the right place, and I kind of said to myself, well, you're still playing hockey. You might as well play to the best of your ability. Well, that's the year I ended up getting called up. So, I mean, that's just one example I can think of.
Tim, you think winning changes mindset in some ways?
What do you mean? Winning the Vezina?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I wanted to. Sometimes you like being the underdog. And even if it does change some mindsets, I still got to approach the game the same way.
What about the Olympics next year?
That's, I mean, I'd love to get a chance to play there, you know, and you know, it's been an older dream actually than the NHL, because I was 5 years old when the U.S. won the 1980 Olympics. It was a huge, a formative part of my childhood. I don't even know if that's using the word right, but
I'm from Sweden.
Clodo makes words up over there, so I can't see it.
Did you have your speech ready, or did you just get up there and
No.
say, I'm just going to...
No, well, my speech was the Jennings, and I got up there and froze up there too, but so no, I did think in between, if I do win, then there was a couple of other people that I'd forgotten that I wanted to get in, but there was no plan, and then any plan that I had actually got lost between the time I stood up and to the table.
I'm from Sweden. You played 1 year in AIK in Sweden.
Yep.
What did you take with yourself from that experience that you can use right now in this point in your career?
Well, I think it helped develop me as a player, because I played the Swedish style for a whole year, and there's a lot of Swedish players in the NHL right now that are having an impact on how their team plays. The Red Wings have like 5 Swedish players, so their game is developed into a kind of a Swedish style. So I think it helped me become a more well-rounded goalie.
Timmy, obviously things didn't happen this year the way you guys wanted as a team. You wanted to go further than you did. But tonight, I mean, there's a good chance that C's going to win the Norris in the next couple of minutes. Claude won the coach, you won the Vezina. It's a pretty nice haul for the Bruins organization.
Yeah, and I mean, we lost in the. It was a tough loss in the playoffs, but if you look at where we came from 2 years ago, I'd rather look at a glass half full kind of guy than a half empty. And we made huge strides. I mean, even going into last season, a lot of people were picking us in the 8th, 9th bubble area, and to win the Eastern Conference is a huge step. Not many people go from making the playoffs in the 8th to winning the Eastern Conference, winning their conference and winning the cup in the same year. It's actually very, very hard to do. So, and then Claude won his award very well deserved, and I wish Zdeno good luck.
Obviously, you have developed a great deal during the past few years. Do you think you can reach even further?
I hope so. I hope so. I think that's what you always got to strive for, and even if it doesn't show up in individual awards, maybe it's your team, taking the one step further, and I'd gladly pass up the individual awards for Stanley Cup, and that's what the ultimate goal will be.